It is even used in the slang phrase, awesome sauce, a phrase expressing joy, which the Urban Dictionary says can and should be used on any occasion. Awesome sauce is actually an all-purpose dipping sauce, consisting of mayonnaise, spicy brown mustard, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, and salt. Awesome. The result is, I fear, that we have lost the experience of true awe, which is, quote, a feeling of reverential respect mixed with fear and wonder. I repeat, a feeling of reverential respect mixed with fear and wonder. Yes, fear is a big part of awe. Last week I reminded you that we cannot judge a gift by the box that it comes in, and that this applies to the gift God gave to the world at Christmas. This is not just a tiny, cute baby wrapped in rags and lying in a manger, not just the Victorian image of gentle Jesus in a bathrobe blessing little children. The gift is God himself, the great I am. Our God is an awesome God. God is a God of power and might. In the last book of C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia, Aslan the lion, the allegorical Jesus, has been gone from Narnia for many years. When a cruel impostor comes along, the people are duped and enslaved because they have forgotten the entire phrase. Aslan is not a tame lion, but he is a loving lion. They only remember that he is not a tame lion. In our time, it seems that we have done the reverse. We remember that God, as known in Jesus, is a loving God, but we have forgotten that he is not tame. We have lost the awe. And yet, if we pay attention to the Gospels, we are given glimpses which we tend to overlook. Today's Gospel reading tells us of Jesus' baptism. Let's take a closer look at this event by placing ourselves in the story. Use your imagination. Close your eyes if you need to, and picture yourself present on the banks of the Jordan River. In your mind, picture what it looks like. The water, the sky, the ground, a crowd of people. Not thousands, perhaps 20 or so. Some are just curious about this person, John, and some are there to be baptized. You recognize James and John, the sons of Zebedee. They're not apostles yet. They are disciples of John. All are radicals, fed up with the abuses of the priests and the temple system, fed up with national politics, wondering if this man, John, will be the one who will really bring change, willing to step up and identify themselves as discontents. Then there is John the baptizer himself. I'm sure you have your own ideas about what John looks like, but do you remember that he is a priest, a Levite? His father was serving in the temple in Jerusalem when he found out he would be a father. Someone asks John, "Tell us, are you the Messiah that God has promised he would send? Are you the chosen one who will save us from Rome and a corrupt religious system?" John answers, "No, it's not me. I only baptize with water. The one who is coming has far more power than I have. He is going to baptize with the Spirit of God and with fire. What he will do is like separating wheat from the chaff. The wheat he will keep, but the chaff he will burn with a fire that cannot be put out." Now think about that for a moment. How do you feel about what John has just said? The words power, God's Spirit, separating, burn, fire, all ring in your ears. Do you want this person he's talking about to show up? Is there a bit of dread inside you at the thought that this man, the one with power and fire, is actually coming? Probably yes, because you're thinking that he'll get the bad guys, not you. And you're thinking that he will come someday, but not now. But are still just a little bit nervous about who this person is and what they will do. So now, with that little bit of anxiety on the fringe of your emotions, look at what happens next. A man who has been standing silently in the crowd this whole time, a man who has waited until everyone else was baptized. Think about that for a moment. He waited. He gave no impression that he was special in any way. He let everyone else go ahead of him. A humble nobody. He now steps up to be baptized. John says nothing. He baptizes him just like everyone else. After he is baptized, he kneels on the shore and prays just like everyone else. But when he starts to pray, a voice comes from the heavens. Now, before you react, consider this. You are a Jew. You may not be able to read. You may not know the entire Torah, but you recite the Psalms. That is how you pray. So when you hear a voice come out of the sky, you immediately recall Psalm 29, the one we read this morning. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. God thunders. His voice is powerful. It is a voice of splendor. It breaks the cedar trees of Lebanon. His voice splits the flames of fire. How do you feel now? And when that voice says, "You are my son, in you I am," I suspect that at least a few fell to their knees. They saw inside the box. They got it. They had an epiphany, and they were filled with awe. The first two verses of the psalm say, "Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. The glory due his name. Worship him." If we can see just a glimmer of what is in Jesus, and if we believe the Gospels, then the same awe-inspiring presence is in the sacraments. The bread is not just bread. The water of baptism is not just water. The great I am is in them, and therefore he is in each of us.